TLC isn't your average girl group. Far from it. Sure, the vocals were smooth, the hits unforgettable. But the way they came together? Wild. And trust me, you have no idea how deep the drama runs.
We have a different sound. T-Boz, everyone has their own department, and truly and honest could be solo artists, not saying that we would be good solo artists.
Behind the fame and flashy videos was chaos. Pure, unfiltered chaos.
You're never going to agree, so we can respectfully agree to disagree. I'm not slandering you. You can't tell me my perception of you.
We're talking secret illnesses, explosive relationships, and record label betrayals that forced them into bankruptcy at the height of their fame.
And we are broke as broke can be.
Tion T-Boz Watkins, quietly battling sickle cell anemia while performing like nothing was wrong.
28 years not being diagnosed correctly, so we didn't really have a handle on exactly what I had.
Lisa Left Eye Lopez, struggling with alcoholism and making headlines for torching her boyfriend's mansion. Rosanda Chili Thomas, caught in a secret affair with a producer, leading to a painful abortion she never saw coming.
TLC, the first producer that we worked with was Dallas Austin.
They were topping charts, dominating award shows, and making history. But behind the scenes, it was a storm, personal demons. And somehow they still came out on top until Lisa Lopez died in a car accident. So buckle up. We're about to take it back to where it all began. The rise, the chaos, the legacy. This is TLC like you've never heard before.
Like Downy Fresh, like.
Yeah.
So buckle up. We're about to take it back to where it all began. The rise, the chaos, the legacy. This is TLC like you've never heard before.
We're in a group called TLC.
Right.
And her name is Lisa Left Eye Lopez. She died in the middle of our last album that we were doing, too, on top of everything else.
Y'all lean in. I'm about to drop the real, untold origin of TLC. And trust me, you won't believe how this all went down. It all started in Atlanta, where record producer Ian Burke and his teenage client Crystal Jones hatched a bold plan. They dreamed up a girl group with an edge, a tomboyish hip-hop vibe that echoed the fierce New Jack Swing sound rocking the streets. Crystal put out the call for 2 more girls to join her, and the response? Game-changing. Then, Tion Watkins walked into the picture. Born April 26, 1970, a Des Moines native who relocated to Atlanta as a kid. Then came Lisa Lopez. Born May 27, 1971, a Philly rapper who showed up in the city with nothing but a small keyboard and $750 in her pocket. Barely enough to keep the dream alive. Together with Crystal, they formed a trio called Second Nature, grinding day and night with producers Jermaine Dupri and Rico Wade, laying down demo tracks that hinted at something explosive. But let me tell you, these girls weren't just here to play. They were here to slay. By chance, a connection from the hair salon where Watkins worked opened a door. They scored an audition with Perry Pebbles Reed, a singer-turned powerhouse who launched her own management and production company, Pebbatone. Pebbles was hooked. She rebranded the trio TLC, Tion, Lisa, and Crystal, and set the stage for a meeting with the big leagues, LaFace Records, run by the legendary Kenneth Babyface Edmonds and Pebbles' then-husband, Antonio L.A. Reid. And that's when the real story twists. Antonio saw raw star power in Watkins and Lopez, but he had doubts about Crystal.
We met Pebbles, we auditioned for her, and she signed us, and the third member didn't work out.
Behind the scenes, things began to unravel fast. Pebbles refused to let the group take home the contract she drafted, and Crystal, cautious and savvy, wanted to have the paperwork reviewed before signing. Maybe by a lawyer, but Watkins and Lopez saw it differently. According to them, they asked Crystal to leave before any contracts were inked.
Me and T-Boz, we were in a group, this other group, that was the group that auditioned for Pebbles.
The date was February 28, 1991. Watkins and Lopez sealed their deals with Pebbatone, with Pebbles stepping in as their general manager.
Can I take it home? Let my mom take a look at it because I really don't understand what I'm reading. And she said, no, absolutely not.
so I didn't sign it.
The duo hit the studio, laying their first recorded tracks on LaFace artist Damian Dame's 1991 album. But TLC wasn't complete.
So we go over to girl's house.
She said, girl, I got some good news and some bad news.
And I'm looking at her like, where the hell are you going with this?
Then came Rosanda Thomas, born February 27, 1971, backup dancer for Damian Dame. Pebbles spotted her and knew the final piece had arrived. And just like that, TLC was born.
I met the girls, and we've been together ever since.
So here's where it gets real. In April 1991, Rosanda Thomas officially joined the group. And to keep TLC as an acronym that fit each girl's name, they each took on fierce new personas. Tion became T-Boz. Lisa transformed into the unforgettable Left Eye.
A guy came up to me and said he was very attracted to me because of my left eye. I don't know. I looked in the mirror all day that night.
And Rosanda stepped in as Chili. Can you even believe it? The transformation was complete. By May, the trio was signed to LaFace Records through that key production deal with Pepitone. Their records would roll out under the giant distribution power of Arista Records BMG. And just like that, TLC was primed for superstardom. They hit the studio immediately, working with the legends L.A. Reid and Babyface Edmonds, Dallas Austin, Jermaine Dupri, and Marley Marl, all crafting the sound that will blow the world away. Their first appearance, backing vocals on Rebel with a Cause, a track on Jermaine Jackson's only LaFace album, You Said, from 1991. And man, did they slay it. But TLC wasn't just about the music. They were a visual revolution. Their videos exploded with bright colors and bold costumes. Most famously, their signature statement, wrapped condoms on their outfits. And Left Eye, she rocked a condom over her left eye, framed in her glasses.
Condoms and protection.
Right. That's right. Protection is a priority. We got all sizes, too.
The controversy, it was immediate and intense. People talked, debated, and yes, some were shocked. But TLC didn't flinch.
Normally people are a little embarrassed to go and buy a box of condoms, but obviously it's something that can save you, right?
But beneath all that glitter and success, a storm was quietly brewing, one that would test the strength of the group. During their first national tour, opening for MC Hammer no less, Left Eye and Chili discovered a secret T-Boz had been hiding. She had sickle cell anemia. This wasn't just a small detail. It was a serious, life-threatening blood disorder she kept fiercely private.
I get sick, but I don't let it take over me. I stay positive in the hospital. I don't try to stay there.
The secret unraveled when T-Boz became gravely ill mid-tour in the Southwest and was hospitalized. Left Eye and Chili never left her side, canceling shows as the group grappled with this sudden crisis. When the tour finally wrapped, TLC faced a harsh reality. They'd made almost no money. That's right. After all the blood, sweat, and cheers, their pockets were nearly empty.
We are the biggest selling female group ever, 10 million albums, and we are broke as broke can be.
Fed up, the trio decided enough was enough. They no longer wanted Pebbles Reid managing their careers. Pebbles didn't make it easy. She released them from her management contract, but the group was still signed to Pepitone, and she continued to rake in a cut of their earnings. Talk about label drama. The tension was real, simmering just beneath the surface. Meanwhile, back in the studio, TLC was working on their second album, CrazySexyCool. They reunited with longtime collaborators Dallas Austin, Babyface, and Jermaine Dupri, but also brought in new heavy hitters like Organized Noise, Chucky Thompson, and Sean Puffy Combs. Lisa, amid rehab struggles, was eventually released to join the sessions, but her contributions were noticeably reduced. CrazySexyCool dropped on November 15, 1994. And it was a masterpiece. Blending R&B, hip-hop soul, deep grooves, and slick production, the album was a sonic revelation. Critics were hooked. Rolling Stone even named it one of the 500 greatest albums of all time. At the 38th Annual Grammy Awards, TLC took home 2 trophies, Best R&B Album and Best R&B Performance by a Duo or Group for Creep. And Billboard, they crowned TLC as Artist of the Year at the 1996 Billboard Music Awards.
And the Soul Train Music Award goes to Crazy CrazySexyCool, TLC.
This was no ordinary career boost. This was a rocket launch. TLC was on fire, unstoppable, and the world was watching.
And the Soul Train Music Award goes to Waterfalls, TLC.
But guys, get this, despite all the fame and fortune, TLC filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy on July 3rd, 1995. Shocking, right?
We had to borrow money to go broke. Lisa was dating Andre Rison still. He had to give us $15,000 apiece. Bankruptcy to go broke.
They claimed $3.5 million in debt, some from Lopez's arson-related insurance payments and Watkins' medical bills, but mostly from a terrible deal with Pepitone. After Arista, LaFace, and Pepitone recouped recording and manufacturing costs, the group was still charged for travel, hotels, promos, videos, food, clothes, you name it. Ironically, the more successful they got, the deeper in debt they sank. Imagine selling millions, but making less than $50,000 a year each. TLC tried to renegotiate their 1991 contract, getting just 56 cents per album split 3 ways. LaFace refused, so TLC filed for bankruptcy. Pepitone and LaFace claimed TLC just wanted more cash and weren't really broke. Legal battles dragged on for 2 years. Finally, in late 1996, TLC's deal was reworked. They ditched Pepitone, but had to give them a cut of future royalties. Pebbles and her husband had also split by then, and TLC bought the rights to their own name. Big power move. Next up, TLC recorded the theme for Nickelodeon's All That and dropped This Is How It Works on the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack. Watkins even launched her solo single, Touch Myself, hitting the Billboard Top 40. These girls were unstoppable. But then, more drama. Work on their third album stalled after tension grew with producer Dallas Austin, who was dating Rosanda Thomas and had a child with her in '97.
First started dating, we kept it away from her. She didn't know it. Only the girls knew it. She got pregnant the first time and Pebbles found out, and then she kicked her out of the group.
So get this, Dallas Austin wanted $4.2 million and total creative control to produce TLC's third album. That demand, it sparked a serious standoff between him and the girls. While the tension dragged on, the ladies stayed busy. Chili popped up in Have Plenty. T-Boz co-starred with Nas and DMX in Belly.
I know, come on. Mama's gonna get you. Don't let daddy torture you no more.
And Left Eye launched her own company, Left Eye Productions. She even signed the R&B trio Black. Eventually, the ice thawed. TLC and Austin made peace, and he produced most of their next album. FanMail dropped in February 1999, and it exploded. #1 on the Billboard 200. 6 times platinum in the US, over 10 million sold worldwide. Pure fire. At the 42nd Grammys, FanMail snagged 8 nominations and won 3, including Best R&B Album.
The best R&B album is FanMail, TLC.
At the Lady of Soul Awards, they were crowned with the Aretha Franklin Entertainer of the Year Award.
We brought our moms up because they're the reason why we're here today, so let's give it up for the mamas, all the mamas in the house.
The FanMail tour, a global smash. But behind the glitter, things were heating up. Left Eye wasn't happy. She felt sidelined, reduced to 8-bar raps, often left off tracks entirely. Backup singers got parts she wanted. And in 1999, she snapped, publicly challenging Chili and T-Boz to drop solo albums and see who really had the fans. The feud went public, and no one saw it coming. Eventually, they buried the hatchet. The challenge never happened. After the tour, the trio went their separate ways to recharge. Left Eye's solo album, Supernova, flopped, but she wasn't done. She started work on a follow-up, Nina, while also recording for TLC's next project. But then, disaster struck. On April 25, 2002, while filming a documentary in Honduras, Lisa Left Eye Lopez died in a car crash. She was just 30. The documentary, The Last Days of Left Eye, aired years later. The loss was devastating.
She died the day before my birthday, and the news came out on my birthday. I get a phone call, and I couldn't understand what Chili was saying.
After a short break, T-Boz, Chili, and Dallas Austin pulled together to finish what they started. TLC's final album, 3D, featured producers like Timbaland, Missy Elliott, The Neptunes, Rodney Jerkins, and Raphael Sadiq. No replacement for Left Eye. No third member. Just 2 women and a legacy to protect.
I'll say this. You have to find your new normal. And we're clear that things were different and they probably wouldn't be TLC as you knew it.
3D dropped strong, debuting at number 6 on the Billboard 200. It was certified double platinum. TLC was never the same, but they were never forgotten.
Even though our career was stagnant, I just never had that feeling that it was over.
So picture this, June 2003, 1 year after Left Eye's tragic passing, TLC took the stage at Zootopia, Z100's huge concert at Giant Stadium. Britney Spears and Carson Daly introduced them.
They're here to celebrate their career and remember and honor one of their founding members, Lisa Left Eye Lopez.
But what followed? Pure emotion. A video tribute to Lisa played. Then T-Boz and Chili performed live alongside footage of Left Eye in matching outfits, rapping her parts like she never left. It felt like the final chapter, but oh, it wasn't. By June 2004, the duo was ready to take things further. They announced plans for a reality show and UPN bit. Are You the Girl premiered July 27, 2005. The twist? One lucky fan would get the chance to record and perform with TLC. Rumors swirled that they were hunting for Left Eye's replacement, but T-Boz and Chili shut that down quick. No one would ever replace Lisa. TLC stayed active. In April 2009, they hit the stage at Japan's Spring Groove Festival with a 13-song set. That October, they rocked a crowd of 10,000 at Justin Timberlake's Vegas benefit concert. And in 2011, they tore up the American Idol season finale. Heat, energy, legacy. Then came June 23, 2013. TLC received the Legend Award at the MTV Video Music Awards Japan. And they owned that stage with a medley of hits.
Thank you guys so much. This means so much, so much, so much.
But just when the glow returned, the drama came roaring back. To mark 20 years in the game, they dropped TLC 20, 20th anniversary hits in Japan. It had remastered classics and a brand new version of Waterfalls. Here's the twist. For Left Eye's part, they brought in Japanese pop star Naomi Amuro. But Left Eye's family were outraged. They hadn't even been told. They called it betrayal. T-Boz and Chili responded. They said they couldn't get clearance for Lisa's vocals and insisted Lisa would have approved of Amuro stepping in.
About what we're doing because we're giving back to our fans. She's always done stuff like, I think that she would be very happy with what we're doing.
But still, that wound cut deep. Then November 2013, TLC pulled off a chart takeover. 3 albums simultaneously hit the Billboard 200. 20 peaked at number 12, CrazySexyCool sat at 108, and Now and Forever the Hits landed at 169. Legends don't fade, they multiply. Then came the bombshell. On January 19, 2015, TLC dropped a major announcement. Their final album was coming, but they wanted the fans to help fund it. Through Kickstarter, they asked for just $150,000. The internet exploded. In less than 48 hours, the goal was smashed. They raised $400,000, becoming the fastest, most funded pop project in Kickstarter history. Talk about iconic. Their final album, TLC, dropped June 30th, 2017. The first single, Way Back, featuring Snoop Dogg, was released on April 14th. Smooth, nostalgic, pure TLC. Then, in July 2019, the girls hit the road on the Whole Lotta Hits tour with Nelly and Flo Rida. One word, epic. But beyond the spotlight, their personal lives told another story. Let's start with T-Boz. Diagnosed with sickle cell anemia as a child, Watkins spent much of her early life in and out of hospitals. Then, in 2000, she married rapper Mac 10 and gave birth to their daughter prematurely. But behind the scenes, trouble brewed. By 2004, she filed for divorce and requested a restraining order. In 2012, she relocated to LA with her daughter to be closer to Mac 10. Then, another twist. In 2006, doctors found a grape-sized brain tumor affecting her hearing, balance, and face.
No joke, I lost my sight, my speech, my hearing, and my balance, and that's everything I do at my job.
Due to her sickle cell condition, most doctors refused to operate, but T-Boz pushed forward, undergoing surgery at Cedars-Sinai.
I was kind of sitting there like, what is this? So you either have a choice to sit there and woe is me or get up and fight. So I chose to fight.
As if that wasn't enough, she filed for bankruptcy twice in 2011. Still, she kept going. In 2016, she adopted a 10-month-old son.
Helped me and my daughter out in a lot of ways. Even though I know people say when you adopt somebody, you help them, but he actually helped us.
Resilient, fierce, and full of fight. Now at 55, T-Boz stands proud with a $3 million net worth. And then there's Chili. Her story? Calmer, but not without heartache. At 20, she got pregnant by producer Dallas Austin. Pressured and unsure, she had an abortion, something she later said she deeply regretted.
I didn't have the support, and so I was so scared, and I didn't know what to do because I wasn't a mommy.
But she and Austin stayed close and welcomed their son, Tron, in 1997. In 2001, Chili started dating Usher after starring in 3 of his music videos. They were the it couple until it all crashed in 2003.
Broke it off with Usher after infidelity allegations back in 2004.
Years later, in 2022, love struck again. She started dating Boy Meets World actor Matthew Lawrence.
Time with an amazing woman like Chili. I've never gotten to be able to experience that kind of a relationship before.
They went public in January 2023, and on March 4, 2024, Chili became a grandmother when her son welcomed a baby girl.
Is officially a grandma after her son Tron and his wife Zhang Gawang welcomed a baby girl.
Now 54, glowing and grounded, Chili is worth a cool $8 million. And then there was Lisa Left Eye Lopez. No one saw her death coming, but it came. Swift, brutal, final. Her demons, long lurking, had finally caught up. Lopez never hid her pain. She came from a home filled with abuse and alcoholism, and she battled those same demons herself. It all erupted in 1994 when she set fire to her boyfriend Andre Risen's sneakers in a bathtub. The flames spread, consuming the entire mansion. The headlines went wild.
Atlanta Falcons football player Andre Rison. Atlanta police have issued an arson warrant for Rison's girlfriend, singer Lisa Lopez.
But Lopez wasn't just chaos. She had heart. In the last days of Left Eye, she spoke about meeting a struggling mother in rehab, a moment that moved her deeply. Lopez adopted the woman's 8-year-old daughter. And that wasn't her first act of compassion. She'd already adopted a 12-year-old boy years earlier. 2 weeks before her death, tragedy struck. Lopez was in Honduras when her assistant accidentally hit a 10-year-old boy. Bayron Esau Fuentes Lopez. It was dark, and the boy had stepped into the road. Lopez rushed to help. She held his bleeding head, tried to save him. He died the next day. She paid for his medical bills, funeral, and gave extra money to the family. No charges were filed. Everyone agreed it was a heartbreaking accident, but Lopez couldn't shake the feeling. The boy's last name was eerily similar to hers. In the documentary, she even suggested the spirit following her had taken the wrong life. That moment haunted her. Just days later, she was gone.
Grammy Awards winning singer Lisa Left Eye Lopez of the popular group TLC was killed in a car accident.
April 25th, 2002, Lisa Left Eye Lopez died in a car crash in Honduras. She was only 30, a firebrand silenced. Her net worth at the time, $500K, but her legacy, priceless.
We should always knew, but I'm just saying when something tragic like that happens and you haven't said, I love you to that person.
All in all, TLC has lived. They've loved, lost, broken, healed. And through it all, they gave us timeless music. As Watkins and Thomas carry the torch, we can only hope their next chapter is just as powerful.
We even talked about, creating some new music for it, just however it comes together. But it's going to be great, trust me.
Because one thing's for sure, TLC never fades, they evolve.